Under the cloak of a gloomy night, the jungle whispered secrets only the brave or the lost could hear. Deep within this vast, breathing world, Lucas, a young boy filled with the spirit of adventure, was about to become both. Earlier that day, before the shadows lengthened and the sky turned the color of bruises, Lucas had been engrossed in a game of hide-and-seek with his sister Mia, their laughter echoing through the air, a sound as bright and lively as the daylight.
Lucas, Mia, time for dinner?
Their mother called, her voice a beacon guiding them back from their imaginary worlds.
Coming!
Lucas shouted, grabbing Mia's hand.
Let's race back, Mia!
They dashed towards the house, a blur of energy and excitement, skidding into the dining room where the warm smell of dinner awaited them. After dinner, their parents, eager to tire them out before bed, suggested one last game.
How about hide and seek?
Their dad proposed with a wink. Lucas's eyes lit up, the prospect of one more adventure irresistible.
Can we play outside? Just around the house?
Lucas pleaded, his imagination already running wild with the possibilities.
It's getting dark, so stay close.
His mom cautioned, a note of reluctance in her voice. With promises to stay near, Lucas and Mia darted outside, the cool air of the evening wrapping around them like a cloak. They played for what felt like moments, but the night grew darker, and the boundaries of their game stretched.
Ready or not, here I come!
Lucas called out, counting loudly before embarking on his search for Mia. The game took him further from the house than he intended. His calls for Mia went unanswered, the only reply the rustling of leaves and the distant call of nocturnal creatures. A sense of unease began to creep over him, the excitement of the game souring into worry.
Lucas!
It was his mother's voice, laced with panic.
Lucas, where are you?
He turned ready to head back when a sudden noise startled him, a rustling from the underbrush, close yet unseen. Frozen, Lucas strained his ears, listening. Another rustle, closer this time, and then silence. Heart pounding, he took a step back, only to stumble and fall. When he looked up, the world had changed. The familiar sights of his backyard had vanished, replaced by the dense, impenetrable darkness of the jungle. Lucas had wandered far from home, too far. His heart raced as he realized he was lost, truly lost, in the depths of the Amazon. The night closed in around him, each sound magnifying his fear. Lucas tried to stand, to find his way back. But which way was back? The jungle offered no clues, only shadows and threats lurking in every rustle and whisper. Hours passed, or was it minutes? Time had no meaning in the darkness. Lucas stumbled through the underbrush, calling for his family, his voice growing hoarse with desperation. But it was not his family that found him. Emerging from the shadows, figures approached, their presence commanding silence. The tribe, inhabitants of the jungle, had heard his calls. To Lucas, their painted faces and feathered adornments seemed to belong to another world, a world of spirits and shadows. They spoke in a language he couldn't understand, their voices carrying both curiosity and command. Lucas, overwhelmed by fear and exhaustion, could only watch as they decided his fate with words he couldn't comprehend. The tribe led him to their village, a place as foreign to Lucas as the stars overhead. They regarded him with a mix of interest and caution, an outsider brought into the heart of their world. Lucas, too scared to resist, followed, his mind racing with thoughts of his family, of home, and of the uncertain future that lay before him. In those first terrifying nights, Lucas lay awake, listening to the sounds of the jungle, the calls of the animals, and the quiet conversations of the tribe. He was an outsider here, a child of a different world, caught between the life he knew and the life that lay ahead. But as the days turned into weeks, the tribe slowly opened their world to him. They taught him to move through the jungle, to listen to its whispers, to understand its language. Lucas learned to fish the rivers and to identify the plants that fed and healed. The fear that had once consumed him began to ebb, replaced by a budding respect and awe for the jungle and its inhabitants. The tribe's shaman, a wise man with eyes that seemed to see into Lucas's very soul, became his mentor. He taught Lucas about the balance of nature, the spirits that dwelled within the forest, and the importance of living in harmony with the earth. Lucas, once lost, began to find himself in the teachings of the tribe, in the rhythms of the jungle life. He grew into a young man of the tribe, his past a distant memory, his identity woven into the fabric of the community. Lucas became a bridge between worlds, his unique perspective valuable to the tribe as they navigated the challenges of a changing world. And yet as he stood on the precipice of adulthood, Lucas could not shake the memory of his family, of the life he had once known. The jungle had become his home, the tribe his family, but part of him yearned for the world he had left behind, for the answers to the questions that lingered in his heart. Lucas's journey from a lost boy to a member of the Amazon tribe was a tale of transformation, of fear turned into understanding, of an outsider becoming an integral part of a community. It was a testament to the power of adaptation, the strength of the human spirit, and the deep, unspoken connections that bind us to the earth and to each other. His story was not yet complete, for every ending is but the start of a new journey. And Lucas, the lost boy that got raised by the Amazon tribe, was ready to face whatever path lay ahead, armed with the wisdom of the jungle and the spirit of the tribe that had become his family. As Lucas stood at the threshold of a new chapter in his life, he felt the pull of two worlds, the lush, vibrant world of the Amazon that had nurtured and transformed him, and the distant, almost forgotten world of his birth. The tribe, sensing his inner turmoil, offered him guidance and support, but they could not make his choices for him. Lucas knew the time had come to confront the past, to seek closure, and perhaps to forge a new path that bridged the worlds he belonged to. With the tribe's blessing, Lucas embarked on a journey to reconnect with his roots. Armed with the knowledge and skills the Amazon had taught him, he ventured back to the world he had left behind, a world that had continued to move forward without him. The journey was long and fraught with challenges, but Lucas faced them with the resilience and wisdom he had gained from his adopted family. Upon his return, Lucas found himself a stranger in a familiar land. The sights and sounds of the city were overwhelming, a stark contrast to the harmony of the jungle. He sought out his family, his heart heavy with years of unspoken words and unshared experiences. The reunion was emotional, a mix of joy, sorrow, and disbelief. His family, who had never given up hope, struggled to reconcile the young boy they had lost with the man who stood before them, a man shaped by experiences they could scarcely imagine. Lucas shared his story, speaking of the tribe, the jungle, and the lessons he had learned. His family listened in awe, their perspectives on the world expanding with every word. The reunion was healing, a balm for the wounds carried by both Lucas and his family. Yet as the initial euphoria faded, Lucas realized that he could not fully return to his former life. He was now a man of two worlds, belonging fully to neither. Determined to honor both parts of his identity, Lucas found a way to serve as a bridge between his two worlds. He became an advocate for the Amazon, using his unique understanding to raise awareness about the importance of preserving its beauty and diversity. He worked to protect the rights of the indigenous tribes, sharing their wisdom and highlighting their struggles on a global stage. Lucas also reconnected with his roots, embracing his family and his heritage while sharing the invaluable lessons he had learned from the tribe. He taught others about the importance of living in harmony with nature, of respecting the delicate balance of the ecosystem, and of the wisdom that indigenous cultures offer to the world. As Lucas navigated his dual identity, he realized that his journey was not just about finding his place in the world, but about creating a space where the wisdom of the Amazon could coexist with the advancements of the modern world. He inspired others to see the beauty and diversity, to appreciate the interconnectedness of all life, and to work towards a future where both worlds could thrive. Years passed, and Lucas's story became a beacon of hope and understanding, a testament to the power of empathy and the unbreakable bonds of family, both the one we are born into and the one we choose. He had been a lost boy, but in the depths of the Amazon, he had found a greater purpose, a calling that transcended the boundaries of geography and culture. As an elder of the tribe and a respected member of his birth community, Lucas looked back on his journey with a sense of peace. He had navigated the complexities of identity, belonging, and change, forging a legacy that bridged two worlds. His life was a living testament to the idea that we are all connected, that every person has a role to play in the preservation of our planet and the celebration of our shared humanity. In the end, Lucas, the lost boy that got raised by the Amazon tribe, found that his truest home was not a place, but a purpose. He lived his life as a guardian of the forest and a champion of cultural understanding. His story a reminder that even the most lost among us can find a way to make a difference in the world. This concludes the story of Lucas, a narrative journey of fear, discovery, and transformation. Through his eyes, we've explored the depths of the Amazon, the resilience of the human spirit, and the infinite possibilities that arise when worlds collide. Lucas's story is a testament to the strength found in diversity and the power of understanding to forge paths to a better future.